The water's surface shatters like glass. In a fraction of a second, 2 tons of prehistoric power erupts from beneath the surface. Those jaws, moving at 20 miles per hour, snap shut with enough force to crush a small car. The prey never saw it coming. This is how crocodiles have hunted for over 200 million years. They watch the dinosaurs rise and fall, and they're still here. But that attack you just witnessed, that's just the beginning of what makes these creatures the most successful predators Earth has ever known. You're standing at the edge of a river. The water looks calm, peaceful even. But beneath that tranquil surface lurks a predator so perfectly evolved that it hasn't needed to change since the time of T-Rex. A creature with a bite force of 3,700 pounds per square inch. That's like having a space shuttle sitting on your hand. But here's what scientists recently discovered that's even more terrifying. Crocodiles are getting smarter. In India's Chambal River, researchers documented something unprecedented. Crocodiles were using sticks as bait. During bird nesting seasons, these ancient hunters would balance twigs on their snouts, luring birds looking for nesting material. When the birds got close enough, and that's not even the most shocking display of their intelligence. In Africa's Okavango Delta, researchers observed crocodiles timing their hunts with annual zebra migrations. These prehistoric predators weren't just waiting for prey, they were planning ahead, positioning themselves weeks before the herds arrived. They remembered the patterns from previous years, proving their cognitive abilities far exceed what we once believed possible. Think that's impressive? Let me show you something that will change everything you thought you knew about these living fossils. While most predators succeed in only about 10% of their hunts, crocodiles have a success rate of up to 60%. That's not luck. That's the result of a hunting computer that's been perfecting its code for 200 million years. Their eyes contain specialized cells that allow them to see perfectly in the dark. And those scales, they're not just armor. Each one contains a microscopic sensory organ that can detect the slightest change in water pressure. They can feel you coming before they even see you. Let's talk about those scales for a moment. Each one is a masterpiece of engineering. They're made of beta-keratin, the same material as bird feathers, but arranged in a complex pattern that provides maximum protection with minimum weight. Under a microscope, you'll find tiny blood vessels that help regulate their temperature, allowing them to stay active in waters that would send other predators into shock. But here's where it gets really interesting. Remember that bite force we talked about? It's not even their most impressive feature. Crocodiles can shut down parts of their brain, entering a state of specialized hibernation that lets them survive up to 8 months without food. Their hearts can slow to 2 or 3 beats per minute. They're literally living submarines. In 2019 at Australia's Adelaide River, tourists witnessed something that left even veteran crocodile researchers speechless. A 16-foot saltwater crocodile was filmed performing what scientists now call the death spin on a massive water buffalo. But this wasn't your typical attack. The crocodile had calculated the exact moment when the buffalo would be off balance, targeting not just the animal, but the physics of the situation itself. This level of tactical hunting was once thought impossible for a reptile. But crocodiles aren't just reptiles. They're the perfect intersection of raw power and calculated precision. Their bodies are technological marvels that we're still trying to understand. Speaking of understanding, let's delve into something truly remarkable about their anatomy. Inside a crocodile's mouth lies another fascinating adaptation. Tiny sensors that can detect the slightest changes in water pressure. These sensors are so sensitive, they can feel a single drop of water falling on the surface several feet away. Combined with their ability to see underwater using specialized eye membranes, they become nearly impossible to escape once they've locked onto their prey. Did you know that crocodiles never actually die of old age? As long as they can find food and avoid disease, they just keep growing. The oldest known crocodile lived to be 140 years old, and scientists believe some might live even longer in the wild. Some specimens have been found measuring over 20 feet in length, longer than a great white shark. But perhaps the most chilling fact about crocodiles isn't their strength, their intelligence, or even their longevity. It's this: they remember. Crocodiles can recognize patterns in behavior, learn from past experiences, and even remember individual humans and animals they've encountered before, that means they're not just hunting, they're studying, learning, adapting. In the Okavango Delta, researchers recently observed something that challenged everything we thought we knew about crocodile behavior. A group of Nile crocodiles had developed a complex hunting strategy that involved herding fish into shallow waters, creating living walls with their bodies. This kind of coordinated hunting was once thought to be the exclusive domain of mammals like wolves and orcas. But it gets even more fascinating. These ancient predators have developed different hunting techniques for different prey. When hunting fish, they use their scales to detect movement and their tails to herd them into shallow waters. For land animals, they employ the infamous wait and ambush technique, sometimes staying motionless for hours until the perfect moment arrives. And for birds, they've mastered the art of stealth swimming, moving so slowly that they barely create a ripple on the water's surface. Recent studies have revealed another shocking capability. Crocodiles can climb trees. Yes, you heard that right. In Australia, researchers have documented saltwater crocodiles climbing nearly vertical banks and even maneuvering through branches. This discovery adds a whole new dimension to their hunting territory and makes them even more formidable than we thought. Their impact on ecosystems goes far beyond their role as predators. Crocodiles are what scientists call ecosystem engineers. Their nesting sites create habitats for other species, and their feeding habits help maintain the balance of fish populations. They're not just survivors, they're architects of their environments, shaping the world around them just as they have for millions of years. And that is why crocodiles are nature's apex killers. With their unmatched power, intelligence, and adaptability, they remind us of a truth we often forget. Nature is far older, far wiser, and far more dangerous than we'll ever truly understand. So the next time you're near any body of water in crocodile territory, remember this. You're not just looking at a predator. You're looking at the end result of 200 million years of perfect evolution. A creature that has survived everything Earth has thrown at it, and it's still here, still hunting, still evolving. The water might look calm now, but somewhere beneath that surface, something is watching. Something that was hunting long before your species even existed. Something that's probably going to be hunting long after we're gone. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the world of one of Earth's oldest and most terrifying predators. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about the fascinating creatures that share our planet, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to never miss a story that will leave you in awe.